All right, so today we're going to read Certain Smells Take You Back to Your Childhood. So could you start to read for me, please?
Okay. Certain smells takes you back to your childhood. 28th December
217. Okay, that's certain smells take you back to your childhood, 28th of December 2017. Okay? All right. Please read. Scientists have
found out why certain smells recall feeling of nostalgia and can recall distant memories.
This is going to be feelings with an S. Feelings.
Okay.
The
scientists say an area of the brain is responsible for assigning memories to smell and for storing them for decades.
Okay, so
I don't understand assigning.
Okay, this is assigning. The word assigning means to give responsibility to something. As an example, on your job, you are assigned the task of putting labels on something. Okay? And this word is decades. Decades means years. 10 years. Decades.
10 years. The area can instantly recall the memories with great clarity years later if a person encounters the smell again.
Okay, great clarity. Clarity means to make something very clear. Clarity means to make something clear.
Okay. Christina Stroh from the Ruhr University in Germany said smells are stored in the olfactory brain. The word olfactory means anything related to the science of smell. She said, it is known that the piriform cortex is able to temporarily store olfactory memories. We wanted to know if that applies to long-term memories as well.
Continue.
There are a multitude of scents that can transport us back to our childhood. Smells from cookies baking in the oven or the perfume of an elderly aunt can bring back surprising recollection of growing up.
Okay, baking. This word is going to be pronounced baking. Baking.
Baking, yes. Professor Stroh said that enzymes can take you away to another point in time.
Sense. Okay.
Oh, I don't know where we are. Stroh said some odors can make you wish you were actually back in a certain point of time, or make you want to escape. She said it depends on whether or not the smell has a positive or negative association. Aromatherapists partly depend on this for their passions. Smells can even encourage you to buy things in stores Many stores introduce fragrances to shoppers to evoke nostalgic memory to buy things they loved years ago.
Okay, so it's important that you remember the endings, memories, memories.
Memories.
Very good. Okay, so now, it's not so important that you remember everything or understand everything that you've read, but hopefully most of what you've read you can remember, and this is what we're going to talk about. But before we do that, let's look at the vocabulary over here and tell me what these words are. Can you just pronounce these words?
Certain, recall, instantly, encounters, temporary, multitude,
Multitude.
multitude, sense, escape, association, evoke,
Evoke. Evoke.
evoke.
Do you know what all of these words mean?
Encounters. I don't know.
Okay. Encounters means to meet. When you meet someone, it's an encounter.
Okay.
Okay?
Evoke.
Evoke. Means to bring to mind.
Okay. And sense.
Sense is going to be aroma, something that you smell.
Okay. Multitude. Multitude.
Multitude is.
I know what it is, but that's number. Okay. Okay.
And what is certain?
Certain. Particular.
Particular. Good.
Recall. The last one, I don't know. I don't see the last immediately. No. Yes. No.
Remember.
Remember?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Instantly, immediately.
Good. Temporarily, number 5.
Briefly.
Good.
Briefly.
Yeah. Briefly.
Briefly.
And number 8.
Briefly.
Good. Association.
Association, connection.
Is connection. Okay, so fantastic. So this is how we focus on what we want to do in the next few minutes. You have a clear understanding of the vocabulary words. Now what we want to do is practice speaking using these vocabulary words. So our conversation would go something like this. First, I'm going to ask you to summarize the article and try to use as many of these vocabulary words as you can remember. So for me, this article talked about the different types of scents one would encounter when they visit relatives. An example that was given, if my grandmother cooked a lot of cookies, I could recall certain things about my grandmother. There would be an association that she and I would have established. And instantly, when I smell those cookies, I am certain that I can remember many things. It evokes particular emotions, maybe that my grandmother and I were very close. All right, so those would be vocabulary words. Now I'd like to see if you could try and do the same. Just tell me a little about this article and use some of the vocabulary words that is here.
Okay. I use some vocabulary to explain the article.
That's it does. I just want you to speak. You can talk about the article or you could talk about something else.
Right, to use these.
Yeah, try to use at least 3 of these vocabulary words.
Okay. My daughter in
Well, just start telling me about your daughter. What does your daughter enjoy doing? What does your daughter enjoy doing?
She's enjoy doing prepare some tisane.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, mix tisane like in French tisane.
Okay.
Tisane, okay, with a multitude spicy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay.
Um,
Okay, so tell me, does your daughter like to cook?
yes.
Okay, when your daughter cooks, does it have a particular type of aroma?
Yes.
So explain some of the scents that the food that your daughter likes to cook.
Spicy meal.
Mm-hmm. And those spicy meals, what types of scents will these meals have?
Oh, I can't explain.
Okay, so you can't explain the scents, but they are wonderful scents.
Okay. For example, curry.
So curry has a wonderful scent or a wonderful aroma. And I will tell you, Chris, it might be better to just start with yourself or choose something from the article. The goal is just to talk continuously. I'm certain that if you think about the article, you can recall something that is in there. It will not escape your mind. Something will instantly come to mind once you start talking about this article.
Okay. I choose some sentences in this article.
Okay, choose some sentences from the article if you wish.
Oh, okay. Or I try to
Okay, the goal.
Make my own sentences with this word.
Yes, the goal is just to get you to talk.
Okay, my daughter-in-law choose certain scents, certain aromas to cook exotic food. But sometimes she tried to do some associations, and it's not very tasty.
Okay, so there are three. So you did use 3 words. So your daughter-in-law can prepare certain meals, and they have different scents and aromas. You make that association to those aromas to things that you are familiar with.
Mm-hmm.
So there you have the use of the vocabulary words. Remember, the goal is not so much what you say, but that you're speaking and you're practicing talking. So the last thing that we're going to do is talk about this in a dialogue. We may not remember all of the words, but maybe we can try to remember to use this word. We're going to use SCENTS, association. And what is another word that was in that list? One more.
Certain.
Which was it again?
Certain.
Certain. Okay, good. Okay, so I want you to try to remember to use one of these words every time you speak. I want you to say one of these words. So here in this role play, I want us to talk about freshly baked bread, perfume, coffee, and the countryside. We're just making this up. So Chris, do you like certain types of freshly baked bread?
I don't understand, sorry.
I want you to answer, do you like certain types of freshly baked bread? And try to use one of these words in your response. You might say, yes, I do like certain types of freshly baked bread.
Uh-huh.
So Chris, do you like certain freshly baked bread?
Yes, I like freshly baked bread sometimes, yes.
Okay, so you might say, yes, I like the scents of freshly baked bread. I want you to always use one of these words when you speak.
Mm-hmm.
Chris, do you like certain freshly baked bread?
Yes, I like association freshly baked bread.
Ah, that's interesting. You know, there are so many fragrances out in the world that the sense of perfume sometimes makes me sick, makes me very nauseous. The sense of perfume makes me nauseous. How about you?
Yes. I must absolutely, I must read or not.
No, you're just talking, you're not reading.
Okay. About perfume.
Yes, does the sense of perfumes make you nauseous?
Nauseous? I
Make
don't understand.
nauseous means sick. The,
Yes, yes. Um, certain sense makes me sick
okay.
because
Mhm.
too hot.
Ah.
I don't like.
I know, and when I associate with people in large groups and they have on a lot of perfumes, the scents of those perfumes tend to come together and makes me very, very sick. This is what makes me sick. What are some other things? Can you name one certain or one specific thing that makes you sick other than perfume? You could say, I can't think of any certain thing at the moment.
I think, I don't know, toilets.
Okay, certain toilets. Okay. All right. So there again, it's just, I know this is all new, this activity, but you'll get the idea of it. So now let's quickly look and answer as quickly as you can. Discussion for student B. So Chris, what do you think about what we read today? Try to use any of the vocabulary.
It's new for me. It's very interesting because it's very different. Yeah.
Okay.
I like it.
Okay,
Yes,
great. Okay. So now I'm just going down the list. We just answered A. Which is better, the smell of baking bread or brewing coffee? Which is better?
Bread, or what do you think about bread? I don't understand.
Baking bread, you know, bread in the oven? Or do you think, which do you like is better? The smell, brewing coffee, coffee that you put on the stove and boil the water, or baked bread?
Both.
Both. Okay. Can you think of what the worst smell is in the world? It would probably be the toilets would be the worst smell. Okay. All right. Well, we will stop there. And this concludes our lesson for today. I enjoyed speaking with you today.
Yes.
I hope
Thank
that
you very much.